What's up, everybody? A couple months ago, Steve took you all through a tour of his gun room. But my gun room's not quite as cute as my brother Steve's is, so I grabbed some of my favorite guns to bring out to show you today. So let's take a look at some of my favorite guns. Now, I've been really impressed with this gun. This is the Ruger Precision 6.5 Creedmoor. This gun shoots sub MOA. At 100 yards, it's shooting a 1/2-inch group with premium federal ammunition, and I've tested it on paper out to 800 yards, where I'm able to shoot a 4-inch group if I can make my wind calls, but elevation, it holds a 4-inch group even out at 800 yards. Very nice bench gun if you're trying to reach out. I like that it has a fully adjustable stock on it for length of pull, comb height. You can even cant the stock right here to fit your shoulder exactly. And it's just been a great gun. I've probably got a little over 1,000 rounds through this gun. If I'm going to shoot long range, this is the gun I like to grab. On top, there's a Vortex Razor Gen 2 4.5 by 27 scope. That makes seeing targets at 1,000 yards pretty easy. Another thing that I like about this rifle is that it doesn't come with a very hefty price tag. This rifle, when I got it from Reed's, I think was $1,500. That was a couple years ago, so I'm not sure what it is today, but $1,500 for a gun with that much performance, that's pretty awesome. So let's look into some of the hunting guns. Here's a 6.5 Creedmoor in the Franchi Momentum. This gun really surprised me. I did a review on this gun on my channel, The Common Patriot. Of the guns that I've shot in this $1,000 price range, this one is one that I really liked. It performed well, shot about MOA at 100 yards, was nice on the bench. The trigger is nice and smooth for that $1,000 range. You know, not the lightest gun on the market, but it's definitely a very good Eastern whitetail gun or something like that. This one was kind of one that jumped out at me. Nice 6.5 Creedmoor for big game hunting, at least in the Eastern United States. Moving on to a Western style of a rifle. This one right here. This one is awesome. And we're also jumping up in price with this one. This one I think retails right around $3,000. This is the Weatherby Backcountry 2.0. It's got a titanium receiver, carbon stock, extremely light. The gun itself is 4.9 pounds. And then I have a 21-ounce scope on top here, which is the Vortex Razor HD LHT. This combination, you can hunt all day in the mountains. In fact, I took this out to Montana last year, carried it around all day long. You don't even notice this gun on your back compared to, say, a standard hunting rifle. So super light, super accurate as well. Because it's so light, it's a little bit more challenging to shoot accurately, but if the rifleman does his job, still shoots sub MOA. This gun does come with a little bit heavier price tag. I think this retails for somewhere around $3,000 for just the gun. If you're doing much for Western big game hunting, putting a lot of miles on, it's nice not to carry the weight. So this is my Western big game rifle. I have this one chambered in 280 Ackley Improved. Pretty happy with that cartridge. I haven't taken an animal with it yet, but the way it performs, I like it. I just wish I could find more of it right now. It is one of those calibers that in the ammo shortages of the last couple years has been a little bit hard to get your hands on, but hopefully that'll be coming back into stock soon. Moving on to another hunting firearm that I use. I live in an area where I have to shoot a shotgun for hunting deer. I live in a slug zone. I'd like to take my slug guns and just throw them out the window. I honestly don't like to shoot slugs. So this is what I use when I'm going out deer hunting here in Minnesota. This is an APF 308 pistol. I have an APF suppressor on here. It's obviously an AR-10 platform rifle. You'll notice that on the bottom side, I have the plate mounted on here that I can put this on a tripod, and I'm rock steady, go out to 250, 300 yards with this 308 pistol. It doesn't perform the same as a normal 308 because you don't have the barrel length to get your powder burn and speeds, but out to 250 to 300 yards, you're still pretty good. But what I like about having this plate on the bottom is I can clamp that down in one of the Vortex tripods and just sit rock steady very easily out to that 250 to 300 yards. When I'm in a deer stand or planning to hunt in a deer stand, I do take that off. The other thing I really like about this is the suppressor. I don't know why they make it so difficult to get suppressors in the United States, because if you're in an enclosed deer stand and don't have hearing protection on, this is saving a lot of pain in your ears. And hunting with a suppressor is just something that I've really started to get used to. and I don't want to go back. So this is what I use instead of a slug gun here in Minnesota, 308 pistol. Moving on out of the big game rifles to a shotgun. This is a Browning BPS. This is a 26-inch barrel. It's got a bottom eject if you're not familiar with the Browning BPS shotguns. This was actually the first shotgun that I ever owned. It's still my favorite shotgun to shoot. I've shot the Winchester SXPs and the Benellis and the Remingtons and all of those, but still the Browning BPS, if I'm going to shoot a pump shotgun, this is what I'm going to. I just like the smooth steel construction of this gun. When I'm shooting a pump gun, I like a nice smooth action, and the Browning BPS does that. There's my first shotgun. Spent a lot of time in the field with that gun. I think I need to bring it back out sometime soon. Going on to the semi-auto, it's not going to be any surprise if you're a Gould Brothers fan. It's the Winchester SX4. Over the last couple years, I've got the opportunity to shoot a lot more semi-auto shotguns, but I am a big fan of gas-operated shotguns, which the SX4 is. They have lighter recoil. You're able to get back on target a lot faster than, say, inertia guns, in my opinion. This is actually my show gun. After this video, I'm actually heading to Kansas to do the last show for the year. Winchester SX4, whether it's for my shows or for hunting birds, I really like the SX4. Got hundreds of thousands of rounds through them. That and the SX3. That's my pick for a semi-auto shotgun. And when I'm going out, that's what I'll be grabbing. Now, I hope you like shooting 22s as much as I do. This one right here is a Marlin Model 60. They're very economical. You know, I don't know what they would sell for new. In fact, I'm hoping that Remington reintroduces this now that they've bought the Marlin brand. But the Model 60 22, I learned to shoot with one of these. They hold a dear place in my heart. And for their price tag, you can't go wrong with a Marlin Model 60. I own several of them. And if I'm just grabbing a 22 rifle to do a little plinking, have a little fun, I like to grab my Marlin Model 60 here. A lot of fond memories growing up as a kid, shooting cans and glass bottles at my grandma and grandpa's dump, and that's where I first became in love with the shooting sports. So Marlin Model 60, a simple gun, but it's very much a fun gun. Now, if I'm looking for a little target practice without spending the big bucks of, say, shooting my 6.5 Creedmoor or a high-powered rifle, here I have a Ruger 1022. This is a target gun. And I also put on here Luth Arms MCA 22 stock. So this stock is an aftermarket stock on a Ruger 1022 target. It does have a thread protector on here so that you can mount a suppressor, but this gun, set up the way it is, shoots really awesome. There's obviously higher end 22s out there if you're really a target shooter, but this is a Ruger 1022 with this aftermarket Luth MCA 22. And what I really like about this gun came with a laminate stock with a thumb hole grip, and that was really cool and everything. But being able to set this gun up exactly with the length of pole that I wanted, set my comb height so I can look directly down the barrel, that made this gun go from really good to super awesome. So this is the gun that I grab when I'm trying to save a little money but still get some practice on some rifle shooting right here. I got a few other guns. Right here is a CVA Scout. This is a really sweet gun. Not going to talk too much about it. I have a red dot on here. This is what my 9-year-old used for hunting his first turkey. It's light enough that they can handle it, and the red dot just makes it easy to shoot for turkeys and stuff like that. So that's a great option for getting youth into shooting, and especially turkey hunting their first time. Now, the 22 that I really like for my kids at this point, my oldest is graduating out of this one at the moment. This is the Savage Rascal. It's a single action 22, so they can just drop a shell in there, learn how to run the bolt. Very economical, sweet little gun. All three of my boys have been using this gun to learn their basics of marksmanship. And so this is one that might have to be on some Christmas lists. We'll have to see. But now I'm going to move on to some handguns. I just got 3 of them here for 3 different kinds of purposes. This is my Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm. It's a full-sized handgun. If I'm going out to the range or wanting to carry a full-sized handgun, this is the one that I grab. I really like it because it has adjustable palm swells. I can put an optic on it if I want to. This is a Performance Center model. It's a great full-sized handgun. I have a few other brands and different stuff, and they're all pretty comparable, but if I'm just gonna grab one and head out to the range, the M&P 9mm is usually what I'm gonna grab. I like training guns, and I like 22 guns, and this one is no exception. I did a review on this gun here. This is the FN 502. It's a 22 pistol that mimics its older brother, the FN 509, which is also a pretty cool gun. I can use this for shooting 22 on the range. It's got an optic, slide mounted optic on it. Vortex Venom, yeah, it's a Venom on there. I can do a lot of training with this gun on the range, self-defense type shooting, and it's not going to break the bank, you know, because it's a 22. So the FN 502, another really sweet gun that I like to grab and go have some fun with. Lastly, I'm just going to show you my carry gun. I have a number of different carry guns, but the one that I always carry with me, the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. This is the Shield Plus, not the Shield. I originally carried the Shield, now I've upgraded to the Shield Plus. Has a little bit more magazine capacity than the original Shield. I think this is 13 in the extended magazine here. I shoot this gun really, really well for a subcompact carry gun. I've got other guns. I've got the P365 and I've got the Hellcat, as well as a couple other ones, but this is my go-to carry gun that accompanies me whenever I'm heading out of the house. So there you have it, guys. These are some of my favorite guns and guns that I actually take out to use whenever I'm hunting or carrying a firearm. Hope you liked them. I would like to know, put in the comments below which one of these guns was your favorite, or maybe which one would you like to have that you maybe don't. Appreciate you guys watching the channel. Remember, it's impossible to hit the shots you never take, so pull that trigger and shoot for your dreams. God bless.